When I tell you guys that Cato is something else, he is something else. Something else. That's exactly what he is. Now, we're at a crossroads. The episode starts off with Harriet Tubman. She's actually there as safe house. And one of John Brown's, I guess you can say constituents, stopped by. And the thing to make this review go by faster, I'm not going to remember the solid details, so forgive me. Please leave a comment below for anything that I just kind of grazed over. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. My name's Romie. And here's the thing. There's going to be an attack. Should I say an attack? Yeah, a coordinated strike. And now's the time for Harriet to step up. John Brown, remember, he keeps calling her General Harriet. General Tubman, actually. Because he envisions her to be the one to go and strike the resistance. Now, well, not strike the resistance, be a part of the resistance. She's all about the action, but she's also very nervous about it. She's actually a really, nervous and cautious person, even though she's doing the line of work that she's in. Daniel's talking to everyone, and he's telling them about his struggles, his trials and tribulations, about what happened to his eyes. Remember, he was teaching people how to read, and so his master found out, and that was his punishment that he thought would be ironic. It's like, you can appreciate the irony, can you? No, it was trash. But Daniel's staying strong. He's not giving up. And this lights another fire that may or may not need to be lit under Elizabeth. Elizabeth is like, the time of action is now. We're going to get his family the freedom. Because remember, he's terrified that his family's going to go and be sold off, which is what will happen. But it's a two-stage process. Even though he has a wife and a daughter, he also has a son. And the son's a baby. The son's being held in the big house, definitely ensuring that he doesn't go anywhere. And now they have to figure out how are they going to go and get his whole family. Are they really going to go and do this? Of course, Roselee's down, Elizabeth's down. George is cautious as ever, but that's her normal stick. We see Cato, he's kind of bigging up the fact that he's going to go, he's going to take down Black Rose, he's going to take down Tubman, and he's just saying the story, he's just recounting the story of Patty the slave catcher. And I said, this is weird, this doesn't seem right. Cato's half dressed. I said, he did not go and have sex with Patty. I know that didn't happen. No, what actually happened is, it almost sounded like he was telling this story to this young woman, another white woman, similar frame and build to Patty. Again, a lot of people don't know what Patty looks like. So he can go and, say that this woman was Patty. I was like, is he going to use her to try to escape? That's the type of angle that I thought he was going for. I just thought it was weird, because he even told her, now say your name's Patty, and then they kiss. I said, what is going on? Ernestine, because it's Ernestine again. Ernestine is back. Not in full force, but she's back. We run into the issue of, wait a minute. What is this? What is this? We get to August's home, and he's thinking that, okay, maybe he can go and be with the family, but his wife is dead. And I guess so is his slave or helper or whatever. He has no one, because his son's also dead. Everyone's dead. Everyone is dead. Everyone that he cares about is gone. He doesn't know what he's going to do. Ernestine decides, here, you need this. And remember, that's her opiate rag. And I said, oh Lord, here we go. Because originally he said, no, I don't want that. Next thing you know, he takes it. And he's just like, and I said, oh my God. And he keeps going. I said, the savagery of it all. But he's out in La La Land. He's like, hey, Jay, I'm coming for you. Son, I'm coming for you. Now she goes, takes her chance, and she starts to run. But I said, didn't you just take a hit of that yourself? Aren't you going to be kind of off? We'll get to that in a moment. Back at the house, Roselee's there. We see that James He's getting well adjusted. He's playing with some cards, and everything's cool for right now. But James is kind of concerned about, are we really gonna go and be able to get Mama? Are we really gonna be able to go do this and that? And Rosalie had to say, hold up, James. You know Mama, right? Yeah. You know how strong she is, how stubborn she is? Yeah. Well, that strength is in you. So you can do anything. That strength is in me. And also the brains and ingenuity is in me as well. So we're strong. We're survivors. We got it going. And we're going to make this work. She goes, hugs him. And then while his head is resting on her stomach, the baby kicks. Like, get off of me. This is my space. But, you know, he likes that. So that's great. Back to Ernestine. I warned you that Ernestine was going to be a little high from her hit a while back. She still is. She's in a daze. She's not sure where she's going. She's not sure, you know, what is she going to do? What she does know is that she needs to get out of here. She needs to get out of here. She needs to get out of here quick, fast, and in a hurry. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. There are voices telling her, go this way, go that way. Come on. Remember. You have to remember. Because she's not sure where she's going. And then when she hears August's voice, she starts running. She starts running for her life. Now, last week, I didn't understand where they were going when she was like, oh, we're heading south. The thing is, they're actually heading back to the Macomb plantation. And so she starts running. And she's there, but then there's an issue. The house is gone. Remember, the house burned down last week. So now she's like, wait a minute. Wait, oh my, what? You know what? August catches up with her, and now she doesn't know what she's going to do. It's kind of like a now what type of thing. Noah is going to be a part of the group that's going to aid in getting Daniel's son back and also freeing some of the other slaves. Now, Roselee's preparing for that for them since she can't go herself. Noah and Roselee have a conversation that doesn't go too well. And essentially, Roselee apologizes. She understands what she did was wrong. She understands that, you know, her, James, and the baby are essentially her only family. And Noah said, yeah, here's the thing. I love you, but I don't know if I can really forgive you. Because you took away my option. You took away my ability to choose. You almost took away my family from me. And that's just unforgivable. So he says, I love you. You need to give me some time because I can't. I can't right now. And I appreciate that. I appreciate this moment of there's still people. Roselee says, you know what? Just come. I understand you feel that way right now. Just come back to me. Just come back to me and we'll work it out. Noah doesn't really say anything because he, of course, wants to come back alive. But his whole mantra is, he still needs time to process it. So now it's time to go and get the baby. Time to go and get the family. They're going to go and tie up, you know, the master of the house, what have you. They're not going to go and kill because they don't really want the whole South after them. Their plan is to kidnap. Kidnap and also free. That is the plan. Again, the plan is to kidnap and free. Noah is actually going to go in the house by himself. Well, I shouldn't say by himself. Elizabeth is going to talk to the house slaves because Noah says, here's the issue. In this type of setup where most of the slaves are house slaves, you run the risk of them not wanting to get in trouble and that fear of them not wanting to get in trouble to supersede them getting free. And long story very short, Elizabeth convinces this one house slave to get Noah into the room where the baby is, and she's blowing out the candles because of course she doesn't want to draw any attention. So or create any shadows, have them realize what's going on, make it very dark. And Noah gets in the room, but the guy wakes up. He's just like, yeah, but he only sees her, the house slave. So he's like, why are you up here? Well, the missus told me to go and turn out all the candles. Well, go leave before you wake up the baby. Okay, I'll do that. Noah's able to secure the baby and actually leave. He's able to do that. The issue, well, one of the issues I should say, is that they're not alone. Like I said, the master actually got free, and he's over it. He's over it. He's like, excuse me, So he takes one of the house slaves captive, and now they're trying to bargain with him. I think it was Lucas was trying to bargain with him, like, look, no, you don't want to hurt her. You don't want to hurt. Come on now, you don't want to do that. And he said, you know what? No, because they realize, oh, he doesn't have the heart for this type of stuff. So he looks like he's gonna let her go, but he doesn't. He doesn't. And another slave was, I tried. One of the freedom fighters there was telling Elizabeth, look, we have two options. This guy isn't going to let her go because he needs some collateral knowing that nothing's going to happen to him. And so Elizabeth takes it upon herself to take a rifle and shoot the guy in the head. Lucas has this look of, are you kidding me? Not only does he have that look of, are you kidding me? He also, the house slave was like, screaming. I said, you can do that screaming later, but we have to go. We have to go. We have to run. Because this is the price of freedom. This is the price of freedom. You wanted to be free, didn't you? Didn't you? Isn't that what you wanted more than anything? Things at the house take a turn while everyone's there and they're just talking. Even little James is there. He's learning some stories. I don't know if that story, I don't remember. Was it about Harriet Tubman? Maybe it was about how many slaves she's freed so far. I think it was like 3,000 or so. Or maybe it was something about 3,000. The thing is, things go left. You hear shots fired, and we're like, what's going on? Patty is there. Remember, Cato brought her there. And I was hoping that it was going to go a little definitely differently than the way it did. But I knew Cato was trash. So he brought them there because she was like, Black Rose is there. Now, mind you, Roselee's still pregnant. She's still pregnant, and Elizabeth, and I have to give it to Georgia because Elizabeth wasn't back yet. So Georgia had to take over. She said, here's how this works, because people were already dying, getting shot and killed. Someone tried to go and run out of the front door. They got shot. So now Georgia's like, look, we need to barricade the windows, barricade the front door, and I need to go and defend myself. So do you. And that's when we see Roselee. She takes James and they run. They run downstairs. Georgia's trying to man the fort. We have an issue of Roselee was actually trying to go through the tunnels. And then she shot the gun because she said, hold on, I think I hear something. Because she's used to this by now. And the tunnels had people in there because Cato, of course, told them about it. So he shoots. No, he's not there at that particular moment. So she doubles bags. And she goes back into the main area where we saw the sewing circle always have their conversations and strategize, the kitchen area. They go and fortify, the door, do everything that they need to, because Roselee also then saw Cato, and now she knows, so he's after me, because he was like, I'm coming for you, I'm coming for you. Mind you, with all the stuff that happened at the plantation back where Noah is, now they have to go and fight because they're about to be killed. They're about to be killed. All of the slaves were freed, and now it's time for them to act. And they're like, why'd you come back here? Why'd you come back here? Noah told them this. You were once slaves, so you understand oppression. But now it's time for action. You need to be freed. It's either you kill in the name of freedom, or you lay down and die, or go back into enslavement. The choice is simple. So everyone takes a gun. Everyone's ready to go. As we know, Elizabeth's a great shot at this point, so she's ready to go as well. They go into the woods, and at first they're doing the covert stuff. So they're stabbing people, chin-checking people, doing whatever they need to do without firing. Now the house slave who helped Noah when he was in the house and gets to the baby shoots, and because it's like now it's time for everyone to go and shoot. Back at the barn, we still have Daniel there because he's blind and everything, and he actually helps out Elizabeth. He's like, I still have a use, still have a purpose. Like, let's go, let's get ready. Cato, he goes back to Patty and tells Patty, so yeah, Black Rose is there, and this is great and all, but I have something for you, because he went upstairs and he looked at some letters. I said, what is going on? So he gives the letter to Patty, and as a sign, it talks about, what was it, dawn, I believe, noon or dawn, and she's like, oh, that's almost time. So now she's going to divert her forces so that they can go after Harriet's help. And I said, something about this doesn't seem right. Something about this seems very, very off to me. It just, like, just to have that information right there, and it never once made sense. Roselee, she's starting to have contractions, and she now has to rely on her brother James to help her. Mind you, while the door is barricaded because people are trying to get in. So I'm so proud of little James, because at this point, blood was coming down because the baby was ready. The baby was ready to come out. She was like, you need to warm the towels. You need to clean this thing out so that the baby can be born here. Mind you, the barricade was coming apart. So then James took a knife and stabbed the guy in the hand. I said, James, I knew you had it in you. I knew you had it in you. Fight or flight. Protect what's yours. James. Now, mind you, in the woods, the battle gets hard. People are getting shot left and right on both sides. But our dudes are victorious. Noah and the crew are victorious, and I'm so happy and so proud of them. They did a fantastic job. Roselee is such a boss. The fact that she gave birth to her own child. She gave birth to her own child, and it was a boy, a full head of hair, beautiful boy. I said, oh my God, Roselee, you are such a strong black woman. You're such a strong black woman. That's it. That's it. That's it. And I'm so happy. Now we're outside because Patty's wondering, all right, so what's going on here? And it's interesting. I don't know if it was a setup or anything, but I found it very interesting that the, what is he called? What is he called? The journalist that's with them? Because Patty was going to essentially go and shoot long range into the house to kill Harriet. But he said, that doesn't really seem that heroic or that boss, you going and doing that. So then she takes a pistol and storms up in there. She storms up in there. I said, wait a minute, where's Cato? Something's not right here. And she's like, wait a minute, Harriet's not here. There's no place that she can actually hide. What's going on? Cato has a rifle. Boom! Boom! Shoots Patty. Shoots her square dead in her face. In between the eyes. Splatter. Blah. And then this is where you find out that Cato planted that letter to show Patty. He was like, oh, so this is a... Okay, so let me go and write this down instead. And she said, here's how this goes. Because the journalist said, so what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? Here's what you don't understand. Here's what you don't understand, man. People don't really know who Patty is. They know the folklore. They know the name. I already have another woman that I'm grooming to be the next Patty. So she'll go and take the name, but it'll be me. Because Cato's like, I'm not black. I'm not black. No. I am just Cato. I said, oh, Lord, that means he has no allegiance except towards himself. And the journalist also said, but why would the men follow you? The men didn't really care about her. The men didn't even care about the cause. They just cared about the opportunity. Opportunity. That's all that they cared about. So, if I now am the one in charge, but giving them new opportunities, bigger and better than their ex-boss, hello? I want to be a new Patty. I'm going to take over a business, and I'm going after Harriet. So, oh, God, Cato, you do one good thing, and just like what I thought, you did it for yourself. You did it for yourself, because that's what you really care about. You're going to get Black Rose, you're going to get Harriet, just because. Just because. And that's why you're trash. I don't care what anyone says. And that's why I get irked when I see those comments of, I don't care. No, Cato is trash. He only knows how to survive and thrive his own way. He doesn't really care about others. He cares about what he thinks they can do for him. That's how it's always been. So I said, okay. So this journalist is just going to go along for the ride. He better, or else he's going to get shot himself. All of the families are united because they come back, as far as like the people that Noah was helping to protect. They come back. They were hurt, but still alive, and that's great. So Daniel finally has his full family, and Noah, you see him, he really wants that for himself. Not only does he want that for himself, I feel like Elizabeth's just like, oh my God, family. Ernestine wakes up and she's trying to figure out, where did August go? August has a gun to his head, and Ernestine said, here's how this works. I originally would want you to pull a trigger. I originally will pull the trigger for you. But I was in the predicament you were in a while ago, and someone, extended their hand out to help me. And because of that, I'm here today. And normally I wouldn't do that for you, someone like you, someone that's after my baby, who's trying to thrive and survive. But I feel like I'll be missing out on something if I don't help you out in this moment. So with her speech, she's able to take the gun from him. And I said, August, you better watch out. Because I said, if she turns around and shoots him, but she doesn't. I was a little surprised. I said, oh, okay. I wouldn't have minded, another person dying. That would have been cool. Noah and Elizabeth, they come back. They come back to the house, and they're trying to figure out what's happened. They hear this crying, so we know the baby's still there. The baby was there with James. So we're like, uh-oh, what happened to Roselee? What happened is they caught Georgia, and they realized, okay, she's useful. So they told Roselee, we're going to kill your friend unless you do something. Now, mind you, at this point, Roselee just had this baby, gives the baby to her brother, puts him in a chest, and, keeps the baby quiet long enough to go and say, okay, just take me. And Noah had this look of, oh my God, this is my baby, I love you, mwah, I love you. Elizabeth is kind of there tending to to James, and so I was waiting for Noah to say, oh, all right, so we're gonna get your mom. I know that's gonna be the overall motive, but I really would want for him to say it. But I guess he was implying it like, oh my God, this is my baby, but I only have part of my family with me. We go 10 months later, and we see Elizabeth with her hair down. I said, oh, what the? That's a completely different person. I said, I had to look at her 5 times since that's Elizabeth, just with her hair down. She looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. And we see her in bed, so she's finally got rid of the black. She's done with the mourning phase. Mourning of her husband who was killed. And she's with a guy. It's weird, though. The guy, now correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that was Lucas. No, because I was like, is that Lucas just without a big beard? But he looked different. He looks probably a little bit taller, slimmer, so it's some new dude. I'm going to go on a limb and say that it's possibly some new dude. Even if it's Lucas, it doesn't matter. He's a part of, I guess, the armory, or he's working with the armory. And so she goes and, kisses him goodbye for the day. And she rolled her eyes. I said, wait a minute, what's going on here? We see that she goes out. Again, she's not wearing black anymore. She's like wearing this red color. She has a lantern. I said, wait, is that, the signature symbol of this is a safe house, a safe haven, a safe area for runaway slaves? And it kind of ends like that. It's supply train, Harper's Ferry, Arsenal. Yeah, so now Elizabeth is undercover. She's with a guy who kind of looks like Lucas, but he isn't Lucas. And it looks as if she's a double agent, but for good. And her goal is to, I guess, report back, get information, get intel, possibly sneak some people in. We don't know yet. We just know that she's undercover. She's with the enemy. She's actually sleeping with the enemy for a good cause. So that's where Season 3 should pick up. I don't know what else, because we know it's, war times approaching. we'll see how it plays out. Great season 2. Great season 2. Excellent show. I definitely enjoyed reviewing it.